Today, we've got a former W-2 corporate guy turned entrepreneur who is now buying lots of different businesses and is coming up on his first 8-figure business here this year. He's also big on social media, and we're going to go jump into how he plans to grow and how anybody who currently has a job can start building wealth today. I've got Brian Luebben. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? It's good to be here. It's like double, triple Brian over here, man.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah,
Brian.
we got the
Gosh, I have the Brians over there. One has hair, one's
Brian.
bald.
We got Brian, Ryan.
Yeah,
so
there
we're about to have a heck of an episode.
Yeah, we're going to confuse some people. But anyways, bro, last time you were on is a couple of years ago, and I was grilling you about your unrealistic expectations for finding a spouse.
Correct.
And now,
And Ryan was wrong. There
Yeah,
she
and
is.
now off camera.
We need to get a picture of her up there.
I've got the love of my life sitting over here watching us, and Natalia. And so for people that are tuning in right now, it's like what you're going to get from this episode is we'll talk a lot about like business buying, real estate, mindset, all that stuff. But most importantly, in 2024, I was like in the grind and kind of in, we call it like in the hunt, right? So you're in that 7-figure messy middle, figuring things out. You made your first couple of million, and now you're trying to scale to 8 figures, and you're working 100 hours a week, single, and you're just like, I'm just going to work all the time. And so that's what I was doing. And all of a sudden, it's crazy how I was getting fat. I was losing my friendships, and I just couldn't find anyone to date. And so I hired a coach around the same time I came on your podcast, and he was like, man, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort are you putting in each area, in each bucket of your life? And he's like, business, go. And I go, 10 out of 10, man. Like, I can't be working harder. He goes, what about investments? I was like, probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And he's like, what about the biggest ROI investment that you could possibly make? Your spouse, your partner, like who you're actually dating or married to. I was like, 1.
Yeah.
And then right after that, it's funny how God works, because then I come on this podcast and we're talking about business for an hour and a half. All of a sudden, you do the whole curveball thing where you start taking people into therapy at the back end of the podcast. And we're starting talking about, religion and God and relationships. And then you called me out on that. And you said that one of the biggest misconceptions right now in entrepreneurship, especially online, is that you should grind until you're undeniable with all this wealth and success. And then you find your partner. And you said, no, man, that's actually backwards. You should find your partner now. And guys will go 100 times further faster together, and your covenant will be stronger throughout. And so that was the time that I changed my priority from a 1 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 with my energy and my effort towards a relationship. And we can go into the whole story of how we met, but now she's here with me, and we live together, and we're going to build a beautiful family together. And so it worked, man. It was the absolute correct move.
let's go.
There we
I
go.
love hearing that.
How old are you guys?
31, and she's 31 too.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That is good.
yeah.
I love seeing it, and I'm glad that the podcast had an impact. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll talk about the story and probably towards the tail end of the podcast, like last time. We'll get into what you need to do to prepare now for marriage.
Yeah,
because now you're in stage. You conquered level 1.
Yeah.
You found her.
Yeah.
But man, there's a lot you don't know.
Children, yeah.
Oh, bro,
There's a lot before children.
Yeah,
brother.
even before children.
There's
There's a
step
lot.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
step
that's
2
step
first.
7.
Yeah.
Step 2
we
is
made
about
it
to
a
get
running joke
interesting.
in Action Academy, our community, where I was just like, we've helped so many people like leave jobs and like buy businesses and stuff. And I was like, I can't wait to like sit down in the student seat now. And now you guys, because they all have kids.
They got married.
And they're like, all right, now you sit down and shut up, and we're about to learn you a lesson real quick. I'm excited.
Yeah. So, obviously you got this Action Academy community. A lot of them have been like W-2 guys, or, they've left their job, or maybe they still work it, but they're buying rental properties, they're buying businesses. And I remember last time you were here, you were telling me about, obviously you were growing that. But since then, I mean, it's grown a lot, and now you've also accumulated a lot of businesses. I think you had just bought like a kitchen business.
Yeah.
And that was like your first acquisition a couple of years ago. And now you're like, dude, we got 6 things going on with these different acquisitions. Like, what's changed?
Yeah. So first, to kind of like zoom out a little bit, a lot of people see, because you had Carl Allen on the show.
Yeah.
And so he's got hundreds of businesses, and like you've got the Cody Sanchez's with hundreds of businesses. You've got lots of businesses. And I think you and I even talked about how you're kind of consolidating down and cutting off the kind of trimming the fat. And so a lot of people think that you build wealth through diversification, but like you grow wealth through focus and concentration. and then you grow wealth through diversification later. And so when somebody's like hearing me talk about buying these businesses, I'm a passive operator in these businesses. I'm a passive capital partner. So I take anywhere from like 10 to 30% equity in these companies. I'm not a majority. And so my main primary business is Action Academy. And so the advice that I always like to give people, which I think you'd probably agree with now, is to create your core tree trunk of whatever is like one business that you just want to crush and grow and focus on. And then the tree branches of that tree trunk are now what become your other side stuff. And so what a lot of people try to do, I think incorrectly, is, and I've done this too, like everything I'm saying is just stuff that I've failed at, is when you try to be like the CEO of like 2 or 3 different things at the same time, or now 20 different things. And so you see the guy or girl that's now, what used to impress me is, oh, I'm flipping these houses, and I've got a laundromat, and I've got this fund, and I've got this community, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And now I'm more impressed today, now that I've made a little bit more success, of like the one guy or girl that's like, I've owned a plumbing company for 40 years, and now I just take home $5 million a year because I've just done one thing. And so that's kind of how we did it. We scaled the core business. We've been focusing on that, and then just taking that profit and then just redistributing it back into deals. And so, now we started with one kitchen hood cleaning company. So a lot of people hear about buying boring businesses, and they think like roofing, construction, all this stuff. And there wasn't one time that I was like, oh, let me look at cleaning kitchen hoods. And so what that looks like is, it's like you have, like, go to a restaurant, you have the fry cooks, grease splatters up. There's a giant vent that catches that grease, sucks it up so that it doesn't spray across the kitchen. We clean those professionally. It's like an OSHA thing that you need to have those cleaned. And so we did a company, bought it for $900,000 back in 2024 that was doing that. And they were $900,000 with like no marketing, no sales, no nothing.
That was their revenue.
Revenue.
So
it
you
was
bought
like
them 1x
$300,000 in profit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So $300,000 in profit, 900. So we bought it at a 3x multiple. And then me and my operator bought another one. So we did a bolt-on. So we bought a local competitor, brought them in-house, brought that whole team, operationalized it, like built systems, processes, a sales professional, like a sales team, sales org, scaled that up to about $1 million in EBITDA. And then now we just bought another one for $2.7 million, got it 30% seller financed. We're bolting that on. And so now we're doing multiple arbitrage. So a lot of people are buying businesses just for the cash flow. So you're like, hey, I make $150,000 as a CPA or something. And they're like, I want to buy a plumbing company or roofing company or something to replace that cash flow. But that's like level 1 of the game. Level 2 of the game is multiple arbitrage. So it's just like when you take all this cash flow and all this profit and you combine it all together through acquisition, then all of a sudden, if you buy a business, to back up a bit, businesses are valued at multiples of profit. So say you buy these companies at 3x multiple of profit that are doing $300,000 to $500,000 of profit. If something's doing like over $1 million or up to $5 million, that multiple can go from a 3x to a 5x to an 8x.
Yeah.
And so now what we just did with this last deal is now that brings our EBITDA up to 1.5 million. We're buying these companies at 3x multiples. And then now, because as soon as that profit hits our balance sheet, the business is valued at a 5x.
Yeah.
Because we already have the profit. And now we're able to use that excess equity that we just generated as the down payment for the business. And so that was like, hopefully well explained. I tried my best.
Yeah.
But that's a large topic, but it's just like, that's how we just bought a $2.7 million company for technically on paper, like $0 down. We used the equity that was manufactured for the down payment. And so now we're just going to continue doing that. And that's what private equity does. But now that's a skill and that's a strategy that's available to up and down the street people.
So you said the seller financed a lot of it, but you know, the down payment was $300K.
For
that one, the down payment is about like 270, 2.7.
So where did the 270 actually come from? I get that it's created already from the jump, but did you just put the money up or what happened?
Oh yeah, so I'm putting more money into the deal, but it's like for the SBA, like SBA is like, hey, like we're good with having the down payment because of what this is going to be, because the equity manufactured. But now I'm putting in, I think, like 150 for working capital.
So the SBA didn't make you put a down payment?
The SBA still requires a 10% down payment, but for my operator, he's saying that they should be good with that equity.
They should be good with the equity.
Yeah. So
the SBA will look at the equity and be like, yo, we don't need a down payment. There's enough equity here.
Yeah. I'll have to check with him because I want to make sure that we're covering that correctly. But I do know that we're still injecting capital into the deal. And
just for operating cash.
Yeah. Because the thing is, for the SBA, it's like they still like to see 10% cash down, like most of the time. So we still are bringing cash into the deal, but at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're doing this over and over and over again. Now we've got a pipeline of
And you're
same
only looking for
industry.
these kitchen businesses now because that's the roll up.
Actively, yes. So me and my partner Pearson are looking for those, but I also get other deals brought to my desk, and if it's a fit, we'll do it. But most of the time now, it's like I like investing with the operator that now is proven,
You know he's legit.
and I know he's legit. So that was a mistake that I did not properly weigh the risk-adjusted return on, as like investing into a lot of like first-time operators, and now I've kind of learned that.
Yeah, first time operators. You're gonna be tough.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because everyone's like, oh yeah, you know, like first business, and like you could be like the greatest person. And again, like I'm saying the same stuff that I went through. Like we all went through this.
Yeah.
Your first business is like you could be the smartest, most well-versed person in your W-2, but as soon as you're running a business for the first time, you're like, oh, okay, there's a lot to this that I didn't understand. And so I think that's kind of the side of the coin nobody's talking about as much online.
Yeah.
They just act like business buying is passive, but it's not at all.
No.
So yeah, we say it's massive income, not passive income.
Yeah. I always tell people it's like everybody's looking for passive income.
I think it's a lie
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
I just don't think it exists. Do you? What do you think?
No, I mean, I've been saying it forever. They're like, rental properties are passive. I'm like, okay, have you ever owned a bunch? Like,
Yeah.
they-
Oh, it's nightmare fuel. We
Yeah.
sold all of my rental properties to like have the seed capital to start deploying into
buy
businesses.
businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, I've invested most of my cash into my own businesses because
Yeah.
the return's way better. Honestly, I'm going to have a headache either way.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'd rather have a headache that's also not locked into 30 years of having to own this thing with, you know, financing. It's like if a business that I have isn't working out, we just shut it down. It is what it is. There's no 30-year loan on it.
Correct. Yeah, and I think the highest ROI investment that you can make is talent, like people, and that comes from ownership. When you own your own thing and you can hire like one person that comes in and is like now leading your sales organization.
Yeah.
Like we just brought in kind of like a CRO. His title was growth director.
Yeah.
But he was a CRO at a different company, and he's coming in and he's new. He's earning his stripes and everything. But like as soon as he walked in the door, it was just like, who, not how.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's difficult for people that aren't business owners to understand that everything, it really is a who, not how. Like every single constraint that you have in the business is just one hire away. And then you're just like banging your head against a freaking wall trying to figure it out. And then you bring this one person in and you're like, oh, I was just dumb. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But you do. And so it's like you get to like buy experience. It's freaking awesome at this stage of business because I couldn't afford that before.
Yeah. In today's real estate market, it is really difficult to find cash flow, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. For this reason, I'm a huge fan of wholesaling real estate right now specifically. It's the strategy that I'm using in my real estate investing business, and it's what all of our students at Wealthy Investor are doing as well. And we give you everything that you need to start your wholesaling business and have the same exact system that I have. You get the motivated seller leads, the same softwares, the same systems, processes, and one-on-one coaching and support. We'll show you step by step how you can get started today and get your first deal in 30 days or less. So go to wealthyinvestor.com today. So my friend Brian here, the other Brian, has been he's a version of you where he's done education. He's never really had a W-2 much.
No.
But
My
he runs.
brother.
I own a barbershop too.
You didn't miss out too much, man. You
Yeah.
didn't have a 401k?
no.
No, he
man.
never had that.
Still don't have one.
But, you know, he's got his wholesale business that's been supporting him for many years and, you know, all that stuff. And he's pretty passive at this point in it.
Yeah.
He's got a good operator. But now, you know, wholesale business is never worth anything for, you know, an exit.
Sure.
So he's just, you know, we've
It's
had
good
all
for
these.
cash flow.
It's
Yeah.
great for cash flow.
Yeah.
That's what we tell people. We're like, look, wholesale, flip, you can make a ton of cash. Just it's not long-term exit, right?
Same thing with education.
Yeah, education's the same, right?
Yeah,
You're probably
maybe a
not going
2x
to exit.
multiple, maybe.
Yeah.
But like,
You're better off keeping it,
Yeah.
right? So for Brian, we've had all these recent guys on who have exited boring businesses at high levels. I mean, we're talking
100 million.
hundreds of millions.
Yeah. They rolled it all up into the
Yeah.
equity. Yeah.
Was it
Some
David
have,
Royce?
some literally built one and just
Yeah.
murdered it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen roofing, pest control. What else have we seen?
If you talk to
Everything.
Tommy Mello, Garage Doors.
Yep. We've had
Tommy Mello.
We've
Tommy's
had
the
Tommy.
homie. Shout out Tommy.
Yep. Tommy's
A1
great.
Garage.
Pest control,
roofing,
some solar.
Solar's getting killed.
Yeah. All types of businesses.
Yeah, we've heard of all types, and he's gonna start one this year,
Okay.
and we might.
I might buy one.
Yeah, well, that's what I think we realized we should do.
Further, should we
Yeah.
have a conversation today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I can show you the numbers.
There's pros and cons to each.
I signed an NDA, but I could show you the numbers on this deal that I'm looking
These
at.
are all
But I think-
these are all hypothetical numbers.
think
This is a real. This is
Yeah.
a real business.
because
here.
of the NDA.
Oh, because of the NDA.
well,
it
and we
is.
thought about just doing it, honestly, for fun.
that makes sense.
Maybe we'll partner on it and just buy it and see what happens.
Yeah.
see if we lose or get rich.
So I mean,
could be great,
we're
could be
filming
good.
this in Vegas. Why don't
Yeah.
we put it on black? Like,
So you said there's pros and cons. I have not I have partnered with people who had existing businesses, and for most of them, I haven't brought capital to the table because they wanted our skill set and what we do
sure.
with
And you also have
distribution.
distribution.
Yep. And so, basically, like my newest tax firm, that was the play. And so we're partners now, and it's great. We just hit a multi-million-dollar run rate in 6 months, and now the sky's the limit, right? But when I look at these businesses, and it's like, okay, we could buy this business for $2 million, right? Even if you get an SBA loan and all this stuff. I just haven't gone down the traditional route of buying a business. It's always just been pure, just straight up equity for me.
Sure. Well, I mean, you also have to realize it's like your situation and my situation is different than, the person that's probably all these people actively looking to buy a business.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's two paths to entrepreneurship. It's like you build it or you buy it, right? And so there's pros and cons to each. So if you want to build a company, I've built 4 companies from scratch, and Action Academy was one of them. And it's just different flavors of hard. You just got to figure out what your flavor of hard is. And so for me, it was like, okay, if I'm building a business from scratch, you have to be okay with the hard of I'm going to wear 30 different hats, and you guys have both been through that. You're like, I'm going to be sales, I'm going to be marketing, fulfillment, all this different stuff, because when you're bootstrapping it, you can't afford talent.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue. So if there's only one reason that buying a business is better than building one from scratch, is you get to have access to cash flow so that you can hire better people. And so like when we're buying businesses, a lot of the times the biggest mistake that I see people making is that they're trying to buy a business that's like a $400,000 thing or a $300,000 business, and they're viewing it like a rental property, where it's just like a cheaper rental property represents less risk versus I don't want to buy a $2 million property for my first deal. But for a business, it's better to buy bigger because you can just afford better talent. And if it's a bigger size deal, it's not like a guarantee that it's going to be a better ran business, but it would be a good guesstimate to say that they have better systems, processes, management structure than somebody that's only doing, $700,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
So is your goal to like buy these kitchen cleaning businesses, put them together, and then sell them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about the other businesses that you have?
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, honest answer. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, right now, it's just like we're at a crossroads where we've got a couple of businesses that are really, really working, and there's great cash flow. There's businesses that we want to start, that we want to have a little bit more of a exitability to, because huge difference in having a cash flow business versus having a business with enterprise value.
Yeah.
So that's probably an angle that we're going to start hitting, for us. But right now, it's just like we're kind of at that season of navigation, that we're trying to figure out what is next in the next 3 to 5 years. Because quite frankly, and for people, navigation, there's 2 seasons that we go through, is navigation and acceleration. So navigation is kind of where you slow down and you set the GPS and you're like, all right, we just did all of this stuff. Now what? Where am I going? What am I optimizing for? Because it changes in different seasons. And then accelerations, when you're crystal clear, you're going to mash the gas and then you're going to hit it. So that's what you did with like future flippers and like 7-figure flipping and all of that. And then you had to go into a season of navigation to be like, okay, now what? Do we want to continue down there? Do we want to go here?
Yep.
And so frankly for us, it's like we're about to get engaged, go into the season of having children. We don't know. So I'll have a hypothesis for what we want to do in the next 18 months, but have a first kid.
It's
everything can change.
Very flexible of change.
Everything can change.
So Davila was just showing me his deal. Is that in Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was.
Did you look at the other slide too?
No.
There's a second slide.
So I'm not going to say the name, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
don't say the name.
It's an
You can say the
HVAC
name.
company.
Yeah.
And 24, they did about 180K net. 23, they did about 180. 24, they did 130-ish. So they went down. But then 25, they picked it up and did like $500,000
So that was the profit.
profit. Yep.
Okay, so they went 120, and then popped up to 5.
No, they went 180, 120. Oh, sorry. 276 was profit
Okay.
in 25. And now in 26, in just Q1, they did 130 in profit. So they're pacing to double last year.
Cool.
So,
So then why are they selling if they're growing like that?
He said he has like some sort of other business that he wants to do.
Oh, Lord. So that means that there's probably something with the business that's like something going on in the background.
How much does he want for it?
1.2.
1.2. So
For
and
it
then,
currently?
and then what's the trailing 12 months?
Well, they did 270 or whatever last year.
Okay,
They've
and that-
already done 130 or 140 this year.
You were looking at seller's distribution. The net income was 183.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, then 276.
Yeah, 276 last year.
Now they're
and
pacing.
then 533.
No, that's their projected.
yeah, that's the
Project. You don't buy off projected though.
No,
Yeah.
You
But,
buy
in
off
Q-
of their trailing 12 months or trailing 36 months, and you see that. I mean, I think I personally wouldn't do the deal, but I mean, because it seems, I mean, especially for where you're at right now, you already have cash flow. You're already good. I mean, it sounds like an unnecessary headache. No, like why would you buy it?
So for me, I'm making high cash in my wholesale business.
Okay.
Like it's doing great. But then I'm like, okay, like a wholesale business is not sellable.
Okay.
It doesn't have any reoccurring. There's no real value in it besides just cash.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm young. I'm 35 right now. So if I buy one of these home service businesses and build it up for the next 5 to 10 years, can I sell it or build something that generates like millions of dollars a year that I just hold on to?
I mean, dude, you're already in a good position. Like, do you want to scale a HVAC company? Because that's
I
like
don't care.
that's a very like, no offense to them, that's like kind of an infant stage company, you know, like
Okay.
with that amount of profit. I mean, because whatever you want to take home, so like, and again, this isn't a hard and fast rule. We've just seen it to be the average is like whatever you want to take home, multiply that by 3, and then that's what you look for in profit. So it's like if you want to take home 100, like net free, then $300,000 of profit
Yeah.
of SDE would be what you're looking for. So I mean, yeah, maybe it'll be $100,000 a year play for you. But I mean, do you want to scale? And then if you want to just scale it for exit, like why not just buy a bigger one?
Like how big? What would you say my buy box should be?
I mean, it depends what your goals are. I mean, and also like
I say
your
I want to sell for
liquidity.
at least $10 million.
If you want to sell for 10 million, then I'd probably buy one. I mean, so for HVAC, I mean, obviously there's different things that impact the like sellability, right?
Yeah.
It's like the systems, owner dependency, all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like you know how to operate a business,
Yeah.
and that you have business skills so that you could be able to implement that. I mean, I think it'd be easier for you to buy one for like 2 million and then sell it for 10. That would be an easier jump than buying one for the price that it is right now and trying to scale that to 10. I mean, that's the most difficult scale in business, is it not? Is like the 7 to 8 figures. It's a very difficult.
You're saying
season.
7-8 figures in revenue.
Yeah, and
you're
revenue
saying
or
exit.
enterprise or enterprise value, either or. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a doozy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was like, I mean, if I was you, I'd just keep doing what you're doing. Why
I
not?
mean, because I'm almost retired. Like I
So-
literally don't work. My company,
so
like,
what do you want?
He does this podcast for fun. That's
yeah,
where he's
I'm
at.
literally just chilling, bro. Like I literally am. The company
He's looking
will
for
do,
just a challenge.
yeah,
you
like
know?
a challenge. Like
He's never
I've grown,
exited a big,
Yeah.
get a fat stack of cash.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
steady cash.
Yeah,
Dude, if I was you, I mean, especially with like the connections that you have, buy something for 4 or 5 million and then just double it. I think that's going to be better. It'll give you the challenge that you're looking for, but you're not trying to 5 or 10x something.
okay.
Like it depends what you want to do with you and your family too. It's like in your free time, like I don't know. But it's just like that sounds bad. That
You're
sounds
like,
awful.
Ryan, I can't do the pod today.
Yeah.
I'm fixing an AC.
I'm fixing a heating unit.
And
I'm
he
Well,
like,
it's
comes in
good
here-
because I don't know how to do it, so
He
I can't
comes
even
in here
go
with
do
a
it if I
tool
wanted.
belt. I
Yeah.
just got
Yeah.
back. It's July in Vegas.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's like even the folks that we talk to that are like making $100,000 or $200,000 in corporate that want to buy one of these. It's like we're trying to get them to buy something $2 or $3 million. You know, because it's better packaged. It's got something. Again, that's not.
Yeah,
like,
the smaller business
Okay,
is
so aim
way
bigger.
harder to grow.
So aim for like
because
4
they
to
have no
5 million.
systems,
Yeah.
no processes, no team. They have
Correct.
nothing.
4 to 5 million.
It's
and
mainly
try
the
to
owner
double it.
doing everything.
It's owner, yeah, mostly owner operated, and also again, this isn't a hard and fast rule. Everything's nuanced, right? Like we all know that, but it's just like from my experience, whenever you see somebody that has a business that's scaling, and now they're like, oh, I want to move to another business, it means for sure that business is not operationalized. He's
sure.
for sure not paying attention to it. So not only do you not have the revenue and the profit to hire the team that you need to operationalize it, that's going to be you.
Yeah.
You're going to be the one. So it's like,
Yeah.
bye, honey. I'm going to go up on the roof. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. Again,
So look at 4 to 5 million.
So I
yeah,
had,
it depends.
I was with an M19 guy. This was like a month ago, and I forgot what his original thing was, but he was originally like corporate America, like high earning corporate America, making
Cool.
like $500,000 a year or something. And he bought a business with some partners, and I think they bought it for like 10.
Cool.
And no, 9 million. Okay, I remember the numbers now. It was 9 million. He had to put 900K down, so him and his
Sure.
partners got 900K. And I think at the time the business was netting, like 1.5 million. And it's like, when you walk into 1.5 million or 2 million or whatever the number is, bro, I mean, like
They have more to play with.
900K to
Yeah.
go whatever is like not a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And then he said now they're at 4 million in EBITDA on that business. I don't even remember what it
Gangster.
was. It was some random business, dude.
Yeah.
It took it from 1.5 to 4.
Yeah.
Dude, do that.
Well, it just
It's
got
all
me thinking
hard.
about his point of
Yeah.
like, I would much rather jump into a business that's already netting
$1 million.
Dude,
1-2 million.
everything is hard, but you can choose your flavor. Like, so it's just like you can do the hard of
Well,
scaling.
then you just got a capital raise to buy the difference. That's
For
the
sure.
only thing.
Uh-huh.
Which we capital raise all the time for real estate.
Dude,
that ain't hard.
it is
Capital raise for the 90%
For the
or
down
10?
payment.
for the down payment.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
SBA will fund
yeah.
Yeah.
the 90.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just pay the down payment yourself?
Well, I'm just saying, if you
You-
buy,
I mean,
let's
you-
say you buy a $10 million
you could.
business, it's $1 million cash.
Yeah.
You can get a partner
Yeah.
who will put up the
Easy.
whole $1 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, it's like so. Also, there's like you need working capital too. So like that's
Yeah.
the biggest mistake is people come in and they spend all their cash on the down payment, and now all your liquidity is gone, and now it's like, okay, well the cash flow, the cash cycles, or like the equipment's depreciated and the equipment's not running like you thought it was going to.
Yeah.
We just ran into that with our Alaska tourism company that we bought.
Alaskan tourism.
Dude, they do Northern Lights tours bought for 2.1 million. They don't even do tours in the summer. They do Northern Lights tours.
Yeah.
And we bought that company, and then they came into. I put 150 grand into it for basically the down payment.
Yeah.
And we had like 1 or 2 other capital partners on it, and then so that's what happened is they didn't have enough money for working capital, and then so then they had to come back out of pocket because they sold us all this equipment and all
Yeah.
this team that was so polished and perfect, but then it's like lipstick on a pig. It's like then you like start rubbing it off, and you're like, wait a second, like this sucks. And so we just went through that. So what I tell people is like when you're especially leaving corporate, if you got 50 grand or 100 grand laying around, use a capital partner to do it. The capital partner is going to take the 10% equity, or like sometimes 12 to 15 if it's like your first deal. You won't have that issue. Like you could probably do this on debt, not even equity, because people know you and they already trust you with real estate and they already respect you as an operator. So you could probably get in debt, not give up equity in the company, and you're just paying a pref. Like, and you're maintaining, but I mean, like for me, it's like I do that, and I get like what I'm targeting is a 20% cash on cash as a passive capital partner, and we get like anywhere from 10 to 15% equity.
So
Got
But
it.
you could do better than that.
Well, think about this, Davila. So you have your original idea. You're looking at the $1 million business. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I just put 100 grand down,
Yeah.
200 grand down, whatever, right? But now you start looking at $10 million businesses.
Put
Now
a
you got to put $1
million
million down.
And it feels like more work, but it's less work because the business is better.
Well, no, but you've bought $1 million homes all the time,
Yeah.
and you raised the down payment all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or you've raised $1 million. Sorry,
Yeah.
this is a $10 million home,
Yeah.
technically, right? But I mean, I've had $10 million of real estate and raised the capital for the down payments and all that stuff. And so it's like for you, even if you just did it as debt, you still own 100% of it.
Correct.
But even if you gave them equity, right?
You still own
gave them-
85 to 90.
Yeah, you gave them 10%. You gave them 20%, and they put up all the money. You own 80% of the $10 million business.
So how does it work if, let's just say on a 10 million, they give you $1 million and they own, let's say 15%.
Yeah.
How do they make money?
You give them distributions.
Like 15%?
Yeah. Whatever their equity is.
15% of net.
So somebody gets 10%. So I get 15% profit distributions if I got 15% equity. You can negotiate that too. But I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. So I mean, it's the same thing for people that are watching this that are like, 'cause I know a lot of them are, a couple rental properties and they're getting started too. It's like, dude, keep that 50 grand that you got in your pocket or keep that 100 grand, get a capital partner because everybody's sick of investing in commercial properties right now.
Yeah.
Like they're so jaded and they're like, everybody's actually interested in doing the business because you know what else rocks about business? You get distributions fast. I don't got to wait 3 years to get a return on my capital. Like I did one of the hood deal. It's like I was getting $4,000 a month within like 3 months. And so you're instantly getting cash flow because cash flow already exists. You don't have to like build the property, then refinance it, and then you get the payout.
Yeah.
It's like, so dude, it's so easy to get capital investors for these. People just don't realize that it's possible.
Where's the best place to find businesses for sale?
So you've got, I mean, it's like the three-legged stool, right? So you got biz, buy, sell, which is like Zillow. But I mean, that's the same thing as you guys telling somebody to go look for wholesale properties on Zillow. It's like, you can find them, but I mean, that's where deals, like the joke is that's where deals go to die. So brokers are probably the best resource is having a Rolodex of brokers that you're reaching out to. The brokers have same thing as real estate pocket listings.
Yeah.
So they'll have their top hot buyers that they're going to send the best deals to off market. And then as soon as all of those buyers say no, then that's when you list the business, right? So brokers are how we've gotten a lot of the deals. We got some of them listed on Biz by Sell, or there's other websites too, BizQuest, I think, and I think Cody Sanchez has a website of her own now. And then the next one is like direct to seller. It's pretty similar to real estate. I mean, it's not
That's
like
the same. Sounds the
yeah.
same.
So it's direct to seller, brokers, or listed. That's kind of it.
Have you gone direct to seller yet?
I haven't yet, but my buddy Cody Barton is doing that specifically with like
I know Cody.
CPA
Yeah,
firms,
yeah.
like bookkeeping.
Yeah.
So he's got a whole website that's like, I will buy your bookkeeping company and make it better. My other friend Ryan is doing that too. So it's for sure a strategy, but I think direct to seller works when you've got your niche identified. Like if you're like Tommy Mello again, shout out to him. If he's like, I want to buy garage door companies, then for sure direct to seller because he's a strategic acquirer. Like he's going to be the preferential buyer for each one of these businesses. For sure direct to seller. But for a lot of these people that are like, dude, I don't know what type of business I want. You can go to a broker or you can get a buy-side broker. So buy-side broker is becoming sexier. So you pay them a percentage and they bring the deal to you. A lot more people are wanting kind of like the done for you thing.
Yeah.
But buy-side brokers, so imagine this person.
Like a buyer's agent.
Yeah, because exactly. So most brokers are compensated off the sell side, most.
Yeah.
But then you've got like 10% that are now like, hey, I'm going to take 5% of the deal, like the deal size in commission, or I'm going to like, you have like finder's fees, you have like monthly retainer. There's a couple of different ways they structure it, but a lot that I've seen is like they'll take 5%. So every $1 million deal that you buy, every $1 million you pay them 50 grand. So for me, I don't love it. I would rather like roll up my sleeves and do the work and not do that. But if you're like making $700,000 in your tech job and you don't got any time and you want somebody to buy it for, like find it for you, like that's a viable option. So
Yeah. I will say I've thought about this a lot, having started a lot of businesses and building multiple to 8 figures and seeing even just like 8-figure businesses go away.
yeah,
It's like, man, business is so fickle.
Yep.
That like you could go bankrupt next quarter.
Yeah.
yep,
So what I'll say from all my experience now is like owning a business for sure has the most upside, the most cash flow, exitability, multiples, all this stuff. There's no doubt about it. It destroys real estate in all those categories. But in real estate, even with owning a rental property, I mean, it doesn't cash flow. It's not going to make you anything today. But you don't got to worry about it going under
Yeah.
you know,
They're
tomorrow.
going
Like
away.
it's pretty much going to be
There's more
worth what it's
stability.
worth. It's definitely stable.
That's why people buy storage and mobile home parks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So I'll give that for the rental people of like, look, you don't got to worry about this thing not lasting forever. Because
Correct.
as long as you keep making your payment, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
But a business, if you misoperate it for just a quarter,
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
that.
it could be dead.
Well, that's why margin matters so much, because cash is oxygen. And so like even the business that you were saying is like bought it for 9 or 10 and they only had like $1 million or 1.5. Like it's probably like a construction or manufacturing industry or something along those lines. Dude, that's rough. 10% margin is hard, man.
Yeah,
like,
you make any mistake, you're dead.
to your point, 1 quarter, you're dead. So like that's why we kind of try to target like a 30% is what we're looking for, 32%. I think our average.
Yeah.
is
What's your
about
buy
32%.
box? What's your total buy box that you look
So
for?
for me,
But you gotta also too though, once you get the higher levels, like so that 2 million EBITDA does get 10 million. You know,
Yeah.
as I don't know what their revenue. I can't remember what their revenue was. I just know the buy price was 9 million. They might have been at 30%.
yeah, for
EBITDA.
sure. Yeah, for sure. And then I mean, yeah, and then that increases like the higher the
Yeah.
EBITDA, then you
Yeah,
get
because
more.
they basically paid a 4 to 5x
Yeah.
of EBITDA. I don't know what their revenue.
Yeah, so
was.
9 million. So yeah, if it's 9 million, then it's probably like $1.2 million in profit. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's gangster.
Yeah, I don't even remember what they sold. He's just like, yeah, it's going good.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't found it. He didn't
Yeah.
build it. He didn't start it.
look, at the end of the day, every single path is hard, and I think that instead of going around it, you got to go through it to get to it. You know what I mean? So it's just like starting a business is going to be hard. Buying a business is going to be hard. Buying real estate is going to be hard. Everything's going to be hard, but also working a job and asking another full-grown man for vacation with you and your wife is hard. And like having a select slot to go to lunch every day is hard. And so not being able to do what you want to do until you're 65 is hard. So it's like everything is hard. Choose your hard. You know, I think we've all heard that quote. So it's just like there is no easy path. And once you stop optimizing for the easiest passive path and you start optimizing for, hey, this is hard, but this is the flavor of hard that I'm willing to choose for what I want, I think that's a better, more advantageous way of making decisions.
Yeah,
Everything's hard.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's give you some therapy. So tell me about.
Well, first I want to hear is buy box. Like, what is your
Oh,
buy
okay.
box? Yeah.
Yeah. So buy box right now is, and again, like subject to change. I think we're going to start going bigger. And Hormozy did the same thing. He was buying businesses doing like 5 million a year. And now he's like, I'm only buying businesses if I do majority ownership and they're larger. And now he's not even doing a deal unless it's like a school deal. So I think like all roads lead to doing bigger deals because it's just better. And then you have more talent. So it's like, for me, my buy box right now is between like 3 to 5 million, 30% margin, hands-off owner, boring industry, easy to explain, write it on the back of a napkin. You can explain it to your nana and papa. You know, when you're at Thanksgiving, you're like, this is what we do. So, I mean, like something that's not stupid complex, like something that's simple. I mean, we got a gym. We just opened up a gym in Nashville. So it was a yard fitness franchise. So that was one of my first franchises I've done. You pick things up, you put them down. That's the business model. Clean kitchen hoods, clean grease out of kitchen hoods that you need. Otherwise, it's going to be a fire. Pretty lights in the sky that you can only see in a certain area of the United States. We take you to see them. I mean, it's like stupid, simple business models. But I think everyone's like trying to like do the whole AI thing and optimize
How much do you think the
things.
gym is going to make?
Not much.
Then why
Why'd you
do
do
it? Yeah.
I did it because it was with a buddy. I put 50 grand down. He got out of corporate. I mean, so for me, it was a good marketing story, to be completely honest. Yeah.
Worst case, I lose 50K.
Yeah.
I spent 50K on marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best
No.
case, I say own a gym.
Yeah, no. I mean, the cash on, I'll still get the cash on cash. So we're looking at like 15 to 20% cash on cash. I'm cool with that. And then he's going to run the deal. And it's a cool franchise. But I mean, any franchise, like you don't really make your money in the first one. They try to get you to buy more and more units. So it's like, if you own one McDonald's, maybe you make a little bit of money, but it's like their game is to own 10 and have economies of scale.
Yeah.
So the franchise looked cool. I trusted the operator, Zach. So shout out to Yard Gym in Nashville and Zach Babishkin.
Got it.
But yeah, like some deals I just do it because I was like, I like you as an operator. I'll bet on the jockey, not the horse.
Yeah, we got this guy, really nice guy. His name's Eric in M19. He's got some gyms out in Cali.
Yeah.
And
But there's a bunch of dumpster fire gyms too.
Yeah, and his are doing good because his are specialized gyms. We were actually talking about it at our last event last week, actually.
Yeah.
Because his gyms, I won't say the numbers on here, but each one is very good and very profitable.
Cool.
And he's working with older people in like group classes and stuff. And then he wants to open up a special needs version. And so he was asking me, he's like, what do you think? Do you think I should double down on the special needs ones or, keep it open to everyone? I was like, well, honestly, dude, as a guy who has a special needs son, there's like literally one spot he can go for everything. He goes to this Taekwondo spot because they're the only spot, and they're great, but they're the only spot that does special needs. And then there's this other spot called Sports Social. They're great out here, but they're like the only place for special needs. And I actually did consulting for them, and they're like, we want to open up to everybody. I was like, no, you don't.
No.
Like, you have
You are
this market.
special right now because of special needs. Stay here.
Yeah, stay in this niche. And there's a huge population of people who need it, and they have no other options.
Yeah.
You want to go open yourself up to everybody. Well, guess what? Now you're competing with every other Taekwondo, every other. So I do think there's a lot of value in niching down. Like even with M19, for example, there's a million masterminds to go join. There's only one golf mastermind to join. And it's like, if you like golf and you're a high-level business owner, you have one choice.
Yeah.
There is no other option. But hey, if you want to just be around high-level business people and, there's a million choices. You guys know I love the game of golf, and that is why I started M19. It is a golf mastermind for entrepreneurs who are doing over 7 figures in their business and who want to go on bucket list golf trips together. We already have hundreds of members all across the country, and we've been to some of the best courses in the world, places like Pebble Beach, Pinehurst, Bandon Dunes, and many others. The course is the best place to do deals, make great relationships, and have fun. So go to mastermind19.com today.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, because my thing is travel. So, I mean, we're doing a new one where it's like a lot more like travel. Like we're doing an event in Iceland, and we're going to rent these buses out, and we're going to go around like to waterfalls and hire these private tour guides to do like Northern Lights tours and stuff. Yeah, no, I want to go deep into M19 on our show too. Yeah, because I think it's a gangster idea, man.
Yeah,
because now it also becomes a business deduction, like a legit business deduction.
Oh yeah, all the golf is a tax write-off.
Yeah,
everything.
Correct. But like that one is like, even people that shit talk all the tax strategy on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's like that's still like that is the most legit way you could possibly do it.
Yeah,
it's like, no, this is my literal business. Here it is.
Yeah,
we do this. So I mean, dude, it's a genius idea. It's like, hey, why don't we just build businesses around all the stuff we enjoy doing? It's genius. I don't know why more people don't do that.
Again, because it's not like a boring business. It's an innovative business.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you were telling us before you chartered a yacht for $200,000.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Why did you do that?
Dude, terrifying. Yeah. So this is not financial advice.
I'm thinking of Wolf of Wall Street when they're like on that boat.
She literally, so Nat off camera, my girlfriend's over here, and she just posted that exact clip where she's like, my summer plans. It's like, we're not going to Florida. She's like, we got to take the chopper to Monaco. Like we got, and Liv is dying.
I think it's Step Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat, dude. No, so I mean, for me, again, like how I view it is a few different ways. So for me, I just know so many people that have kind of done business in every direction. So I know real estate guys that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars that have just low and slow built predictable wealth over real estate for 20 years.
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah. And I know guys that have busted their tail in their 20s and sacrificed their 20s to build a company from scratch and sell it for, $30 to $50 million in their 30s or 40s. I know people that, like you said, have built service industry companies and sacrificed like marriages and their time and their life. And then now they've got hundreds of millions of dollars. And just so for me, I was like, I've seen it all. And I go to the guys that exited that didn't celebrate along the way because they're like, I'll celebrate when I exit. And I'm like, well, what are you doing now? And they're like, well, me and my family took a trip for a few weeks. Now what are they doing? Starting another business.
Yeah.
You're not going to end. And so there's like this mountain range that continues to just grow, and your reward for climbing to the summit of the mountain is just you get to see that you're the smallest mountain in the range. And so for me, I was like, well, I want to celebrate each step of the journey along the way. And so for our first $1 million, I got a set of golf clubs.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I got a custom set of golf clubs. I got the TaylorMade Stealths.
Damn.
And so I was
Should have
excited.
got PXGs.
What's your
Yeah.
handicap? Hold on.
Oh, dude, like 15. Not good
Oh,
yet.
so you're better than
Okay.
Brian. Okay.
Yeah.
We
so-
probably go at it.
We probably go ahead.
Yeah.
It would be,
When people say
interesting.
15, there's a range there.
Yeah. So I'm
Give me 25.
I'm a bogey golfer.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're better than Brian.
So it's just
We gotta
like,
see. How long are you out here?
Yeah.
I'm
What are
going
you doing
golfing after
later?
this. I'm literally golfing.
Prove
after
it.
this.
Yeah, exactly. So I bought golf clubs for the first $1 million, and then I was like, okay, well, what's the next milestone that we want to celebrate? And the milestone was 10 million. And I was like, well, I want to do something insane for 10 million because we're only going to hit 10 million in our first business one time.
Yeah.
And after that, we're going to become kind of emotionally numb to it. And then it's just going to be another business that's, oh, I've got 2 8-figure businesses.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what can we possibly do? And I didn't have an answer for that. But then I've traveled to Europe every summer for the last 4 years. And every single time I'm there, I always would go to the restaurants by the marinas with all the super yachts. And what I would do is you could see the crew because the crew always wears the name brand of the yacht that they're the crew for. And then so I would always go drink with them and sit down at their table and like ask them all these questions about the yacht.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, one day, like I want to be that guy or that girl that's like on that. And it was so far out of the realm of possibility. And so I just would sit there year after year after year asking them questions about it. And so it became like kind of an obsession of mine of like, one day I want to do that. And so fast forward to November of last year, we did a Black Friday offer and we did $1.3 million in cash collected in the month. And I was like our first $1 million month ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like this is awesome. Like I'm going to make sure to save all this away for a rainy day because I know that, sun ain't always going to be shining.
Yep.
So let's not be stupid with this. But what if we were stupid with a portion of it? and so, I don't want to cuss on the podcast too bad, but I call it an effort fund. So
Yeah.
FECK, effort fund.
We got it.
So it's like 5 or 10%. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm going to be super responsible with the 90%. And either keep that in cash, high yield savings, or like liquid. And then for this, I'm like, what can we do? And so the question became, well, I know we're going to hit 10 figures both in like collected and ARR next year. I was like, why don't we charter a yacht? And so we started getting into what does that look like? So we're doing south of France from Nice. We embark in Nice, 7 days down to Antibes, Saint-Tropez, up to Monaco, and then we're doing the Monaco F1 Grand Prix. So another giant bucket list item of mine. And then it's also her birthday on the 2nd that we're going for the first day.
Nice.
And so everything kind of aligned and we're like, well, what does this look like? And so for people that are looking at, have seen these mega yachts and you're like, how much does it cost? Normally anywhere between 80,000 to, millions of dollars is like your base charter fee. So it's a base fee. And then you pay that, you have to wire all this money in cash. And it has to be in your personal bank account. It can't be your business bank account because they've got like international chartering laws about like money laundering and wire fraud because apparently it's a big thing. So they're like, you can't even take it out of your business account. It has to be out of your personal. I was like, shit. I was like, okay, we got to be serious about this.
Yeah.
And so on top of the base fee, if somebody sees $100,000 for a week, right? Then on top of that, you have your APA. So I forget what it stands for, but it's basically 40% on top of the base fee.
Whoa. It's like
Yes.
their tax.
So that's taxes, mooring, food, provisions, crew salaries. And even included in that is going to be like tips and gratuities. So you pay
Bro,
normally
take me. I'll freaking drive you guys, bro.
10%. Yeah, we'll get a wake boat.
40K?
Yeah, so
that.
10% normally
I'll
goes
fund.
in tips and gratuities to the crew as well. We have a crew of 8 that's going to be on ours. And so, anyways, we found this one for $200,000 with everything included. So the base plus the APA. And so I was like, well, there's 2 options I've got. I can either invest the money that we have right now in cash into something that will print off passive income or cash flow, whatever we want to call it, and I can do this later when I'm in my 40s, or right now we got the cash. Why don't we just send it? On it, that dude,
Hell
there's
yeah.
no.
I like that.
Yeah. Why don't we just send it? Dude,
good
everyone
idea.
talks about ROI, like return on investment, but nobody talks about ROH, return on happiness. I'm like, dude, F it. Why not? And so we booked it in October. And so this was even like before everything. I had the idea, the plan. So we had it like booked, but we didn't know how we were going to pay for it. So that was before that $1 million month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So but we hadn't put all the cash down. It was like a deposit of like 20 grand. And so I was like, well, there we go. God, who said it? God did. Let's go. And so now, yeah, man. So now we're doing it, and I'm super excited. We were gonna sell it as like kind of a mastermind, but then I was like, this is too expensive. And then just straight up, I was just like, well, am I going to charge strangers $36,000 to come on this yacht for a week with me and my girlfriend? Very personal. Or let's just invite people that we know and love. And so we brought, 5 other couples with us. And so we got 10 people, 5 cabins. Nice. And we're going to go for a week in the south of France. And it's all paid for, ready to go. And
can we see it?
We're literally leaving. I want to see this boat. We're leaving in.
Any couple's gonna back out?
Yeah. So, dude, here's what's even crazier is we're recording this next Tuesday right now. So what's today? Today's the 21st of May. Next Tuesday we leave to go to Europe. So we're doing France for a week. Then we're going to the yacht. So 2 weeks now is when we're going to be on it. It's called Insland is the name of the yacht. It's the coolest freaking yacht that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Show it on the screen.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to text it.
Yeah, it's called Insland Yacht. And so they all have these crazy names. Look at that.
Damn.
I know, right, dude?
That's crazy.
That looks like a fun financial decision.
A good decision right there. That's worth $200,000.
That thing
for
is
people
huge.
listening to this, they're smiling ear to ear.
How big is this yacht?
I don't know.
Don't they?
It's a
They
big
call
deal, though,
them
to yacht
footers. I mean,
people.
that's over 100 feet.
For sure. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a yacht, dude. It's like a supervillain yacht.
Yeah,
There's
that's
like- if
probably
you swipe,
200
there's like-
feet.
Oh, dude, it's gangster. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Because that's how they judge yachts, by like,
Yeah,
How many feet?
yeah,
by the girth. No.
by the girth.
By the
well, the
length.
girth doesn't matter.
By the
It's
length,
just-
not the girth.
yeah.
But so we're super excited for that. And then on top of that, so that's going to be what we're doing to celebrate. So to put this on a bumper sticker, it's like, I think that you should play hard as you work. And so if you're not playing as hard as you work, what's the point? You know? So I was just like, we're going to start a family and do all of this stuff and then buckle down, lock in, and focus on raising children. Right now, we're in a season where we're about to enter that season. And like, I feel like if I go to the retirement home and I ask 100 people for advice, that I'll say, hey, right now, go travel, have fun before a lot of responsibility drops on your head.
Yep.
And so we get the dream house, the mortgage, all of that. So
Yeah.
we're going to go have fun. So as we're recording this, we're about to spend 3 months in Europe, and that's what's kicking it off. So
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I agree with that. I always tell people, it's like, dude, if all you're concerned about is your net worth and your valuations, and it's like
we're all
okay,
going to die.
Yeah, like cool. So what else? How's today look? Oh well, today sucks. I'm like,
Yeah.
well then you suck.
Yeah.
Like if every day sucks, trying to achieve something that may or may not happen, then what was the point?
If you're so smart and rich, but you're not happy, why? What was like?
Yeah.
That's the worst situation to be in. I can understand if you're poor and not happy, but if you're rich and not happy, like,
Yeah, I think
seek God.
Some of the well, all the time
Yeah.
seek God.
Yeah.
But I think I remember saying on the last pod that because I had just interviewed a bunch of guys who were struggling to date
Yeah.
in their 30s, 40s, and
Successful
stuff.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're and super successful, and they're
It
like,
still
bro,
happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Happens
they're
a
like,
lot.
bro, I can't find a girl, and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and I go, well, bro, number one, you're in your 40s now,
Yeah.
buddy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, your options are not as fruitful as they used to be,
Mm.
because now you're either dating some girl who's super young and half your age, and she just doesn't understand life the way you do. It
No.
just is what it is. Two, you're not sure if she's after your money or not because she wasn't with you building it. Like, you're just now who you are. And then three, if you want a girl near your age who's got more life experience, she's probably divorced and has other stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the math, So I think a lot of guys, they don't really think it through.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you haven't really thought this through, have you? Like,
No.
your options are about to be very limited
Yeah.
after you do all this.
You got to tell them to stop thinking.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's just,
And if you're a girl, it's even worse. Your options are even more limited as you get older.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the core issue is just a lack of priorities or mislabeling of priorities, I think. So again, it's like I can't prescribe a solution to somebody else that's not me. I mean, we just did what's best for me. It's like you don't want to should all over people. Like, you should do this, you should do that. But I mean, I think for most of us, the reason that you get into business is you're like, well, I want to have control of my time. I want to provide for my family. I want to grow a family. I want to have a loving wife. I think most people would issue a definition of success as, like, most people would define success as, I have enough money to meet my needs. I have a wonderful partner and spouse that supports me, that loves me, that's there through the bad and that celebrates the good. You have a healthy family and children, and you're doing meaningful and impactful work. So it's like in deep friendships and relationships. So if you can nail those 5, it's like the freaking infinity stones.
Yeah.
So, but the issue is like, so if friends, health, and a healthy body.
Yeah.
So if friends,
And
health,
golf.
and
Golf.
golf,
Hobbies.
yeah. Throw fun into the mix. So I mean, and like out of all those things, like how many of those were financial, to be honest? So it's like, but all people are focused on is the financial. But I mean, everyone's like, well, easy for you to say now, right? But I tell people, it's like, let's get everyone rich first so that they can understand it's not the answer to happiness. But you have to like cross that bridge first. I feel like you have to buy the Ferrari to understand the Ferrari doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like,
Well, you can
I don't
listen
know.
to a rich person because they have bought it, and if they tell you that, then you're like, you should listen.
but most people are just like, no, you don't get it. It's different for me.
Yeah. I talked about that at my old WealthCon speech.
Yeah.
So there was a time in my life, right? I told this story 100 times on stage. I've literally told this exact same story.
I don't think you've told it on podcast.
I haven't told it on podcast, but I'm going to summarize it.
We'll let her rip.
There's one day, right? I'm sitting on my couch. I'm sitting on my couch like this. My daughter's in my lap right here watching TV. My other kids are over here. My wife was in the kitchen. I'm looking at my back wall. Like my back wall is like glass, like this wall. I can see my pool. I have a Mercedes-Benz in the parking lot or driveway. I have multiple Rolexes. I have literally everything. Like my house is paid off. I'm not like, struggling financially at all.
Let's get this man an HVAC company.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you're missing.
Yeah, that's the only
it's
thing.
stress.
Yeah.
You're like, this is too peaceful.
Yeah. But beautiful dogs, cats, everything. So long
The
story
cats are a
short,
problem, but
yeah. And then, but mentally, I was in hell. Like literally, mentally, I had crippling anxiety, and I was like, should I be at work? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Like, am
So
I
you
a
weren't
good
where your
dad?
feet were.
I was just like, bro, like just so unhappy, like all the time, like all the time. And bro, I'm speaking on stages. I'm hanging out with Ryan Pineda. I'm freaking golfing, bro. I'm like young. I'm healthy. Like I was just like miserable.
What was the cause?
I think I just didn't have a relationship with God. I was literally just had no relationship with God. I remember when I was growing the business, kind of like you said in your 20s, I'm like, I'm going to just do this and this is it. Like I'm going ham. And I did that. And then I got all the stuff. And then I was like, bro, this is like, it doesn't make sense. Like it literally doesn't make sense. Like I own multiple, people are going to think I'm bragging, but I own multiple Rolexes, bro. I haven't worn them in like years. Like I have all these things that I thought I wanted, and then once you get them, you're like, I really don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
the more things you own, the more they own you.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But I think at the end of the day, dude, me and my girlfriend were just speaking on this. It's a delicate dance to balance peace and progress, like happiness and ambition. It's hard, and I'm not, dude. I'm a lot better than I used to be on that journey. I'm not there yet. I don't think anybody gets there. I think it's just a process of getting there. But, I mean, the best prescription that I've got so far is like the work is the end result. Like that's why we're doing it. It's like I think Cormozzi puts it very well, where he says the work works on you more than you work on it. And so it's just like I think the idea is like let's just do meaningful work with meaningful people in a meaningful direction throughout, and there is no there to get to. It's like the getting to there is the there. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah, and I think people may like not
the
get what
journey.
I'm saying, that they're just getting started because they think that there's going to be some kind of there that they get to that will solve every problem for them. But I've had the same thing where I was just like, I mean, even us, like we'll be in like the nicest hotel rooms. Like we spent $100,000 on just the hotels that we're about to stay in for the summer. And so we stay in like the nicest hotels where we're staying at the Ritz Paris and Cheval Blanc and all these places. And it's just like, I still have to every single time, like you become more and more emotionally numb to things.
Yep.
And so that's why I think that seasonality, like the answer is seasons. And so we have like, again, back to acceleration and navigation seasons. It's like we have seasons of grind and struggle where we like really earn the crap out of what we're about to do. And then we have seasons of play. And I just feel like a lot of people forget the play part and they feel like it's pointless or frivolous. And I'm like, it was always the point. And so I think the answer to adulthood into living like the way to win adulthood is to become more childlike.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do children do? They're curious, they play, they have no limits on what they think is possible, and they're just happy. Like, you don't see a child hate another child. You know, they're just, because they have all these stories. And so it's just like, I don't know. I think that's the number one thing is like, I look at like a Richard Branson and I respect him. I mean, obviously surface level because we don't know him. But like, dude plays. Dude's out there playing tennis, swimming, you know, having a ball. Like, I want to do that, man.
I want to go swimming.
Have y'all heard the story of the Mexican fisherman?
No.
So it's just like there's a Mexican fisherman in this small coastal town, and this American businessman comes down and he's like, hey, like, you know, I'd like to, you know, eat lunch here. And so the fisherman and his wife prepares lunch, and he's like, this is the best fish I've ever had. And he goes, hey, excuse me, like, what do you do with your life? What do you do in your day? And he goes, well, I fish, I come home, I drink wine, I dance with my wife, and, you know, I go to bed and I hang out with my friends. He goes, you don't understand the enterprise that you have here, the potential, the business, the money that could come to you. And he goes, if you just bought some more boats and you scaled this thing, like, you can make millions of dollars. And he goes, oh, okay, well, then what? He's like, then we'd start like a cannery and we'd have all this fish. You don't realize how rare this is. We'd put it all into the cans and we would share it and ship it across the United States. I'd be your distribution partner. We'll make you a rich man. And he goes, okay, well, then what? He goes, well, then we'll hire CEOs and all these people to run the business for you. And he goes, okay, so then what would I do? And he goes, well, then you would have all your time free to be able to go out and fish, hang out with your wife, you know, drink wine, and do exactly what you're doing today. And so that's, I mean, it's a true story. I was 2 years ago, after we did the podcast, following summer in 2025, I went and traveled to Norway to see the Northern Lights. And I was just sitting on a bench on a Tuesday watching a sunset. And I just remember sitting there, and I was like, I just sat there for like an hour or two. Like, if y'all have those moments where you're just like zoned out and you're just like in nature. And I was watching the sunset, and I was like, man, I'm so locked in right now. And then I was thinking, well, I'm going to go scale this business to 8 figures, then to 9 figures, and I'm going to hire all these smart people. Then I'm going to hire a CEO to run the business without me. And then after all those decades of work and hundreds of millions of dollars, just so I can be able to have the freedom to come sit and watch a sunset on a Tuesday, what I'm doing today. So it's the same story as the Mexican fisherman, but I lived it. It's just like, if people had that kind of perspective and they realize the there that you're looking to get to is actually remarkably similar to where you are today.
Yeah.
You kind of already have it. You just don't realize it yet. And
well, actually, it goes even deeper than that. It's funny. I've always just been a guy who just plays. I literally played a sport for a living, like a kid's game, my entire 20s.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I always just worked so that I could play. I'm like, I want to go play baseball, and the only way to do that is to make a little bit of money over here. So I just made a little bit of money so I could keep playing baseball. And then today, like, I just want to play golf, so I'd make a business so I could just go play. Like, that's how my mind works. I really don't care how much money I make. I want to make a ton of money, but like, not at the expense of messing around. So, you know, my kids, I have 4 kids now, and this will be a good thing for you to think about as you're now starting to enter that stage. They're 7 and under, and I have those moments where I catch myself in the present, and I go, man, dude, like, my kids are running around in my backyard. I have the perfect home, and, you know, life is good. And I'm just like, I'm never going to witness this moment again because these kids are going to get older and gone. And there is a definite clock on this particular moment. Now, watching the Northern Lights, you can do that the rest of your life. Going on a yacht can be done the rest of your life. But there are moments in time that never can happen again.
Young kids.
Young kids being one. I knew that my sports career would never happen again. I knew that, you know, because when I was playing, lots of guys were like, dude, I'm just going to retire and start, you know, getting into business. I'm like, bro, I'm playing as long as possible because when I'm done, I'm done.
It's it.
It's a wrap. And sports has a timeline of age. You age out and you're done, especially in professional sports. So I think the big thing to be aware of with experiences is to know what experiences actually do have an expiration date.
Dude, that is my entire ethos. That's everything that I talk about. And that's why I think retirement at 65 is an insane idea.
Yeah.
Because
you're old, decrepit,
yeah,
can't even enjoy
and look,
life.
And God willing that you're even a healthy 65-year-old.
Right.
It's like your knees are out, man. So there's this story of all of this started. Like, I was the huge corporate guy. Like, believe it or not, like I was like, I was, dude. I was the top sales guy. Won all the awards. They were grooming me to be.
How many suits did you have?
7.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice. And so I was a shirt and tie wearing guy, and they were grooming me to be the youngest vice president in the company of the Southeast United States.
Nice.
And I went to Rome, and when you go to Rome, I went to go see the Sistine Chapel. And when you see the Sistine Chapel, if you do the tour, in the back of the Sistine Chapel, you go out the side door, and then there's like a winding staircase to take you up to the top of St. Peter's Basilica, the church that the Vatican's housed in. And so it's like 15, 20 minutes to walk up, and it's like very narrow and winding. It's like, so it's kind of a hike, and it gets your blood going, it gets your heart going. And they have these little parts off to the side where people can rest and kind of turn back around and go back down if they decided that they can't make it to the top.
Oh, wow.
And so I saw all of these people that were in their 60s or 70s, or they were overweight as well. And they had planned this trip to go up to the top for years. Maybe they did everything right? And they couldn't physically do it.
Yep.
And so they had to turn around and go back down. And so when I made it to the top, it was one of those rare God moments where it's like you get a download and you understand it, and you can understand the translation of it. And I realized experiences do have an expiration date, a lot of them. And so I was like, I got to get out of this thing now. I got to see the rest of this world while I've got my knees and I've got my health. Like, nothing is guaranteed. And so that's why I've got like this ticking time bomb on my head, not in a bad or an anxious way, but in like a way that I'm fired up. And that's why I'm trying to tell people, I'm like, yo, you don't have the time that you think you have. Like, no one is guaranteed any of that. A friend of mine, his father, 66 years old, was his deathbed. 1 year after retirement, had a camper van that he was going to take out, parked in the garage, like wasn't able to go. He'd been planning it for 40 years, you know? And so it's just like, you don't know what you don't know. But to your point back before, have you met Jim and Jamie Shields?
No.
I think you guys would get along. They'd probably be good for the podcast. They wrote a book called Family Board Meeting.
Okay.
And they talk about this concept of 18 summers with young kids. And
I've heard that book.
Yep.
18
so that's
Summers.
Jim and Jamie Shields, and he
Okay.
has massive multifamily portfolio too. I think it'd be good for the pod. And so I met them, and like, again, we don't have kids yet, but I want to have kids. So all the people I get advice from and mentorship from all have children.
Yep.
Because that's where I want to be. And so when they were giving me advice, they're like, you have 18 summers with your kids. And depending on how you do in those 18 summers will dictate how often you see your kids for the rest of your life. So if you don't crush those 18 summers, you're not going to see your kids.
Yeah.
They're not going to come home because at the 18th year, they have free will. They're an adult. And so you only have young kids for a very short period of time, to your point. And I'm very conscious of that. And we're planning for that with what we're doing in business, what we're doing with our investments today, so that as soon as we start having the kids, we can enjoy the young kid season.
Yeah.
To your point.
That's even why we have the homeschool out there now.
I love it, man. Tent
Yeah.
makers.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, they're out there for people listening, the co-op.
Yep. They're just having a blast, and I love it. Just being able to go see my kids even while I'm working and doing a pod and whatever. Super excited. I just got my new Dad Built hats in the mail, and right now they're doing a special of buy two, get one free. Right here, I've got the classic Dad Built hat. It's black and tan, beautiful. This is the Kingsman edition. I love the navy and tan. I'll be rocking this one with some jeans. And then over here, I've got the tan and cream Dad Built hat. I think this one's going to look really good out on the golf course. So if you want to take advantage of that special, click the link below right now. Go get your Dad Built hats. You know, the thing I always tell people is like, you know, even take the expiration date stuff out of it. You know, business, I love business. I am going to start so many businesses the rest of my life. And my wife knows that. She knows there's no point where I'll ever not have a business.
Yeah.
For whatever it will be. But like, making money has no expiration. Can make money today, can make money tomorrow. It is when you're an entrepreneur, right? Now I understand when you're a W-2 person and it's like, yo, you do have this, you just don't have the skills.
Correct.
Whatever, right?
And it's more chronological. It's like,
yeah, you're going to just save for retirement and your 401k. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But when you're an entrepreneur and you've made money before, I know I could start a 7-figure business literally tomorrow and get it done in a year.
but dude, people don't talk about that. So the biggest difference between like entrepreneurship and employment is me and my girlfriend were talking about, oh, well, you know, we need to cut back on expenses. I'm like, no, we actually just need to go make more money. And so that's what we think about. We don't say if we need to cut back or if we can afford something. We ask, how can we afford something?
Yeah.
But if you're in a W-2 and you've got a salary, like you can't just double your income next month. If it's April, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to double my income in June. Doesn't work that way. But in business, to your point, you can for sure do that.
Yeah.
Like you can, like for us, we were
You
like,
can buy
well,
HVAC companies.
Yeah.
yeah, you can buy an HVAC company. No, but for us, I mean, dude, and it's always like the stupid, dumbest, simplest ways that you're not even thinking about. Like I brought this new guy in, and this is the value of experience is they don't give you the complicated strategy. They give you the simple strategy.
Davila, let's buy like a $10 million company together.
Right now.
Do it right
Well,
now.
not right now,
On the
but like
podcast.
let's start the process
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
And let's do it together.
I'm down.
Yeah. But it's
And
like,
sell it for 100.
exactly. But
Well,
you'd
we
be,
don't even have to do that.
10x
Let's
that.
10x.
yeah, you'd be shocked at how simple it is. Like we were like, hey, you know, if like for us, we want to do 700,000 on the front end per month, and he's like, well, if we just do 2 more sales reps and we just start ads, like this funnel works, go get it. I'm like, oh, well, let's do that. So we hired 2 more sales reps. Got it. And so it's like now, all of a sudden, money's not an issue. You know, but you know, I don't want to paint like a rosy picture because we just went through a few seasons where we like grossly mismanaged the cash flow of our businesses in revenue levels that I didn't think we could get back down to. We did get back down to because there was a change in the market. We were mispriced with an offer, and so to your point, like I think people need to have a respect for the business.
Yeah.
And they don't need to view this as like a hobby or a ha-ha, like I'm gonna go YOLO, make a bunch of money. If you're gonna have a huge upside, you better be aware and respectful of the potential downside.
Yeah, it could go to 0.
It could go to 0. So, I mean, that isn't the argument for my homies that are building, 9-figure storage portfolios.
Yeah.
People are going to buy more stuff.
Well,
they need to store
even in
them.
storage,
But even
it's
there,
like, bro, you mismanage it, you can't pay your debt.
Yeah.
So I think, and you keep bringing that up, and I think it's a great point. So really, at the end of the day, the ultimate highest ROI thing that you can invest in is your skill sets.
Yeah.
As an operator, as an investor, as a parent, whatever have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last question before we wrap up. Okay, so how did you meet your soon-to-be wife and baby mama?
So, girl. I met her in this podcast studio today. So the technical answer is we met on Hinge. So shout out
yeah.
Hinge, designed to be deleted.
Are they better than Tinder and stuff now?
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't
I've
know
got
these new
friends that
apps.
met on Tinder, Bumble, whatever
Okay,
have
all
you.
right.
The Hormozis met on Bumble. But yeah, no, we met on Hinge. But the backstory of that, I'll condense it into 2 minutes. But I was in the middle of Euro summer last year, and so I was traveling around and had one of my buddies got divorced and then sold his company for $100 million. So I guess that's gonna be $50 million to him, $50 million
Yeah.
to his wife.
Right.
But he wanted to go to Ibiza and party, and I was like, sick, I'll come with you. So I gave him $3,000 for a villa, and I'm in Mallorca, Spain, which is the island right next to Ibiza, and I'm about to go party with him, and then I just felt this like pit in my stomach, and I was just like, dude, something's just not right at like a soul level here for some reason. And so I called my coach and Chris, and I was like, hey man, like I'm just off, like when you just feel it in your stomach. And he was like, hey man, you say you want this. You say you want to have this new life where you have a wife and kids and be a family man, but your actions aren't coinciding with that. You're about to go to Ibiza and party. He's like, so if you don't change something with your actions, he's like, you're not going to unlock that potential. And so I was like, you're right. And so I canceled the Ibiza trip. I said, keep the $3,000. I'm going to go to Italy. And I went to the Italian Dolomites, the mountains up in North Italy. And I wrote down my vision for what I wanted my wife to be. Like every single part of her I described. I was like, this is, her background. This is how she lives. This is how she operates. This is how she looks. This is how she thinks about things. And I wrote that down. And then a month later, I meet Natalia. And so I think people, to put it on a bumper sticker of like the tactical to do for people that are listening is, I always got this advice and it always pissed me off, but write down a list of the characteristics that you want your partner to have. And it hones you in from a spiritual perspective, but even from just a tactical focus perspective. You're like, here is my buy box. You asked about buy box for business, buy box for a relationship. Here it is. Anything that's not this, I'm not going on a date with. And as soon as we did that, 1 month later, we met. And as soon as we met, August 8th, we were like, it's like, yeah, I'm going to marry this girl. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
And then we just talked every single day since then. And now she's moved in with me, and she's sitting here watching this podcast. And yeah,
There we go.
there we go. So,
You
I
guys
mean,
would
I
have
think people
kids.
just need to put.
So what's the plan? So we want to hear the steps you have in your head. So what's gonna happen next?
Oh, you want
Brian's
my
married 10 years, 5 kids.
Yeah, you want
I'm
my
at 12 years,
step-by-step
4
parenting
kids.
plan before I have any children. Just like the guy reading a business book before he owns a business, right? I have an idea of where we're going, and then
concepts of a plan.
yeah, yeah, I have an idea. I have a plan for a plan. So I mean, for us, we're taking it step by step, right? So right now we're in kind of like the pre-baby, pre-wedding season, right
Nice.
now is like it's just us, man.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna go travel a bunch. We want to go to China. We want to go travel obviously all around Europe. So it's gonna be a season to travel for us in the next 18 months or so. As soon as we have the wedding, start trying to have children, God willing.
Nice.
You know, that we'll be able to have children pretty easily, and start. You know, what'd you call it, baby? Baby factory. You want to go baby factory mode? Yeah, she's on her pre-baby tour
tour.
right now.
How many
and
kids do you guys want?
She wants
4?
4. So
Damn.
I say 2 in an accident.
Yeah.
So maybe
4 is a solid
maybe
amount.
we'll make it 3 in an accident. 4 is a family.
4 is a
So she
family.
comes from a family of 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 right now. He's got 5.
I got 5.
Yeah.
I'm
5's a
thinking
lot.
like 5 or 6 for me.
We're trying to build
Yeah.
a starting lineup.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
think
not
I
gonna
capped
be
out
2.
at 5.
Yeah.
That's a
think 5 would be
pickleball
good.
team.
Yeah. We'll see. And we'll adjust as we go. But
Where you guys gonna live?
I don't know.
Where do you live right now?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay, got it.
So I think we're gonna stay in Texas Hill Country. So we want like a nice like floor to ceiling kind of house in Texas Hill Country. So that's Austin
Yeah.
or San Antonio, and then I think that's where we'll put our roots down. We
All
don't
right,
know
so
yet.
I have advice. So I've talked to a lot of people that are about to get married,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ryan and I have both like talked to a lot of these people, and some of them end up getting divorced. It sucks. Like,
Yeah,
we've-
what's the advice
t-
to
we'll-
not do that?
yeah, exactly. So one, there's 5 Fs.
Okay.
5 Fs. And you have to be on the same page with these 5 Fs. And I tell people this, but they don't take it serious. They're like, oh, yeah, we're good. Like, it's all good. So one of them is finances.
Mhm.
And like, I've told people this and they're like, oh, yeah, like we're good. And then they get married and then they're like, dude, she spends so much money. And it's like, bro, like, I told you this before you got married. Like, you have
Correct.
to be 100% on the same page with your finances. And what does that mean exactly? Because
Correct.
finances is vague. What are each other's spending habits, saving habits, goals, credit scores, debt? Like, knowing all of these, like letting it all out before you get married is ultra important. Because him and I have both met a lot of people where they get married and they're like, dude, she has a $50,000 credit card and I didn't know, and blah, 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 blah. And, or like,
Yeah, we did exactly that. We did our second date. We started talking about all of
Zero
that.
debt.
We talked about the goals. I mean, we even just did. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I won't like ramble too much on for the sake of time, but we did an audit, and so
That's good.
I was like, "Hey, baby, over the last 6 months, I just want to know like how much you spend normally and in what category, so I can see like how much this investment will be to get you out of corporate, because we just got out of corporate a month ago.
nice.
So now she's full time traveling around with me, and we're having a great time. And so I was like, how much does this cost? And then so it's a Saturday night, and she's like in front of a computer crying, and I was like, what's going on, baby? And she's like, I spent too much money. Like, what's going on? It was $4,000 a month.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, we can
that's
get
good.
you out of your job now. Like, let's go.
That's good.
And the finances, I completely agree.
Okay. Next one is faith.
Yep.
That's a big one.
Yep.
And it's not just like, oh, she believes in God and I believe in God. It's like, it's all good. It's
Yep.
like, where does she currently or he currently stand and where do they want to go? Because there's a lot of people who are like, I'm not religious, but like later I want to like get into it. Maybe they're, Mormon right now or whatever it is. And they're not active. So you're just like, oh, I don't really care. Like, it's all good. So like faith is like super ultra important.
Well, and then also it dictates, hey, like, how are we going to raise our kids? Are
Yep.
we going to go to church every Sunday?
Yeah.
Are we putting them in a Christian school?
Yeah.
Like, what? what are we doing faith-wise beyond just saying I believe in God?
Yep.
Yeah, because her family's Catholic, so
Yeah. Are we
wanna
going
raise
to
them
Catholic church? Are we going to Protestant church?
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys are gonna be Catholic.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We had a guy yesterday, but we'll talk about that later. So the next one is family. So that includes children, but it also includes your guys' parents.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's some Mexican parents or other ethnicities where they have to submit to their parents no matter how old they get. Like no matter, is that true with your parents or no?
I'm blessed with beautiful.
She has awesome parents.
Okay, that's
Parents
good.
are They're like, they want to be super involved in our family, but they're not like, you guys have to do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your daughter,
So for people
Yeah.
listening off camera, like
yeah, yeah.
her parents are very like chill. I mean they're still very Mexican, but like awesome. Yeah.
His wife's Mexican.
My wife's
Yeah.
Mexican. So her
Yeah.
parents are like, bro, they would, sometimes I'd be like, damn, they just don't go home.
Well,
Like, they're
then
just
like,
here.
Yeah.
and even the culture of just, some parents expect to move in
Yep.
later on
Sure.
or during.
Some parents expect the husband to take care of them.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of expectations that happen.
And then,
when
you know,
people get
how
married.
close some families want their parents close.
Yep.
Some don't want them anywhere close.
Yep.
Like it,
Yep.
getting on the same page with that. Because in-laws can really wreck your marriage.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yep.
The next F is friends. So, sometimes you're with someone and their friends are just terrible.
Awful. Yep.
Yeah. Like my wife, she used to hang out with terrible people. And I was like, bro, we got to cut them off. I was like, I'm sorry. Like I can't be around them.
Well,
I
and-
don't
and-
want them around us.
The other thing becomes too, like, because you guys have been, single people your whole lives.
Yep.
And so a lot of your friends probably have been single people too,
Yep.
going on yachts and trips and whatever. But then eventually you get married and you have kids and it's like your priorities change for
Sure.
like,
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
the
The
last
last
F.
one, I call it food because I couldn't think of another F, but it's,
you could just have 4.
yeah, I could just have 4, but
That's
this-
when he started looking at the HVAC company.
yeah. No, but is your wife going to cook?
Yeah.
Are you going to cook? Who's going to do the laundry? Who's going to take care of the house? Who's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
do these things?
Yeah.
Because I've also have experienced buddies of mine getting married and they're like, dude, she doesn't cook. She doesn't clean.
Yeah.
She doesn't do this. I
They call
thought,
it family ops.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just like, hey, who's going to do
Stuff
these?
does got to get done some way, somehow.
Someone's
Yeah.
going to have to do it. And then the wife might be like, I thought you were going to hire a maid. You're Mr. Big Baller.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And I've seen that like be big struggles for
sure.
families where just like expectations are not set beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with a lot of Christian couples, they don't move in together before
Mm-hmm.
they, get married. So they don't have that like,
I think I would add one more F to it, which is fighting. Like, how do you handle conflict? How do you
Yeah.
handle disagreements? Because
Yeah.
everything's honky dory when things are going great, but
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so how do they handle when they don't get their way, or like how do they communicate their feelings, their emotions? How can you process through different stuff? Like, oh yeah, so our first and second date was basically those Fs,
That's good.
going through, and but I
good.
mean then again, like that's just a benefit of us dating in our 30s, I think. Like me
You
at
would think
20,
so.
me at 20,
You would think.
yeah, me at 22 would be like, God, I love your face,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
let's go from there,
yeah,
yeah,
we'll figure everything else
Well,
out.
when you're already like a successful person, you kind of think in different ways.
You would
Whereas-
think that, bro. You would
Yeah,
think.
it's
I would
true.
hope
Well,
so.
I was about to say I've
Yeah.
got a lot of friends that
Yeah,
That's
know,
true.
yeah.
They're
But
man
also
they're
too,
man
like-
children.
Yeah, I think also too, it's good to like, because you guys are already doing some stuff, like at least you're experiencing it, not just going off what they say. Because a lot of people like they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll do this, yeah, I'll do that, and when it's time, it's like, hey, like you haven't cooked in like a month, bro. I'm tired of Panda Express. We gotta get some.
for sure, yeah,
I would never get tired of Panda Express.
yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, that's good that you guys did all that stuff.
Yeah, it's we're trying to be as intentional as possible and then build something meaningful, because it's like same thing with everything in closing. It's just like the deeper that you build the foundation and the wider you build the foundation, the higher you can build the tower on top. So
Yeah.
it just takes effort.
That was great.
Well, bro, this has been great, man.
catching up.
Where can people do more stuff with you guys?
For sure. You can just go check me out online. It's Brian Luebben. You'll see Nat on a lot of my content now. We're blowing up now. It's like 2 million views a day. It's crazy, bro. But she
Put a
does a
woman
lot
on
of
there,
content with
bring
me.
the
Yeah.
scales quickly.
Yeah, so it's super fun. People are resonating with what we're saying. So if you want to check that out, and then we have a podcast which you've been on now twice, and now we're about to be the third.
Yeah.
That's Action Academy podcast.
Sweet.
There we go.
Well, guys, go check them out. It's always good hanging, man. Thanks for stopping
sir.
by Vegas, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Rock and roll.
Peace. Hey, thanks for watching the last episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you catch the next episode that's playing right now.